Hey, Gonazal, how's it going? Hope you're well. Alright, we're going to be having a go at doing some of the oil, the oil paint wash. I'm just going to mix in a load of the black there with the added petroleum. White spirit, and we're gonna start just coating this thing in a load of black ink, basically. So here goes. So we're just slapping it right on there, get it all in place. Actually, I could probably do it a little bit more with the paint mixed in, get it a bit thicker. Don't want it too thin. Oh, lovely. You got a national holiday today. That's great. You going to be doing anything special today? Other than joining me, of course. Wow. What kind of designs did you have in that dress? You got your finger in many of the pies, haven't you? Of the creativity side of things. Right, so you're getting on there pretty fast. Let's get a bit more of the petroleum in there. So we'll take a little bit of the white spirit. Just gonna pour that in there. Might need to get a little bit more of the actual oil color in there. But for the time being, let's just mix what we've got and play around with that. There we go. It's falling into all of the gaps that I want it to. Which is all good. Very cool, very cool. I'm just wondering as well, like, if there's any kind of like designs kind of in the sewing, I guess, like, but that sounds really cool. I'm sure it's quite complex as well to paint that. Not paint that, what am I talking about? To sew that. Got painting on my mind. Right, I think the legs are pretty coated in the black stuff. It's all good. I'll do the upper body here now. Yeah, I bet. Whoa! I'm gonna drop you in there. Yeah, that's cool. How long does it take you to sew a 15th century dress? Can't imagine it's done overnight. Sorry for the shaky cam. It's just when I'm doing this, I'm kind of bumping my desk and it's causing the camera to shake a bit. I don't have a separate place to connect the camera stand to. It would be nice to have a separate piece of the wall or table or something so I wouldn't bump it all the time, but I don't really have much in the way of choice there at the moment. The next bit of this that I really enjoy is when you're wiping it all off with the sponge. It's fun. Whew. Oh wow, still 30 hours seems pretty reasonable, especially for a first time. I can't imagine where I'd start with something like that. I'm terrible at sewing, so it's not really my ballpark. But considering how long sometimes it takes to paint a mini, I'd always imagine putting something together like sewing a dress, and especially like a 15th century dress where it's kind of got a lot of intricacies. At least in my head, I'm imagining a lot of intricacies taking a very long time. Ooh, can I get enough out of this? I think I'm probably going to need a little bit more paint. Probably a little bit more. All right. Go ahead. So, how about this one here? There we go. Huh. Are you doing a particular area of Europe? Are you doing like German style dresses, or because I imagine each of the countries would have had a slightly different fashion. Obviously the 15th century is a long period of time as well, so early 15th century and late 15th century fashions would have been changing as well. So do you have a particular time period of the 15th century and a particular country of fashion? Cool. I guess that might have been the area, roughly the area of inspiration for you, for your first one. It's cool. Yeah, you can work towards getting towards the south, I guess. Hello, Quiet Professional. Thank you for joining and jumping on. You made it worth me streaming on YouTube for a change. I've been kind of like not streaming on YouTube, but considering I'm not actually uploading anything to YouTube recently, I thought, you know what, I might as well multi-stream this and have a go just to see if some people pop in. So it's good to see you. Thank you. I'm kind of doing well in my own way. I'm enjoying painting and just getting a lot of painting done, and I'm doing a commission right now, and that's kind of, at the moment, that's what's kind of what I need, because work is crazy busy and I can't focus on doing any kind of actual editing for YouTube. So yeah, I'll probably do an update video in the near future just to say hey to everyone and thank you for the support. And like, I'm not gone completely, I'm just at the moment still settling with things, and stuff's happening as well now even more things are kind of popping up in life in general, where it's just like, yeah, that's just gonna slow me down even more anyway, so I gotta take it easy, and I'm feeling much better for taking it easy as well. So and I'm getting a lot of painting done, which I'm really enjoying. But anyway, how are you doing? Hope you're well. I'm sure you could still give it a go. Get this first dress out the way and see how you feel after giving it a rest from the sewing for a bit, and you might feel that urge to jump in and do some more. Okay, we get a little bit of we get to have a little bit of cross chat between YouTube and Twitch right now. Right. Okay, the oil coating is kind of done. Now we get to remove the oil, which is the fun part. Cool. Yeah, look at those back reps. I think that's the thing I want to really just do a bit more of, is just go slow and do bat reps and things. The Defiance thing is like, because it's like a continuous campaign, it's hard to keep the motivation up to keep doing those, where if I didn't do one-offs, I think I would be more motivated to do those. So that might be a direction to just take the channel, to be honest, whilst Twitch is where I do a lot of painting. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Yeah, it's good to be busy. In many ways, very good to be busy, and then sometimes you just get too busy, which is what's just kind of happened to me, to be honest. This is the magic part, where you just sponge off the oil, and you leave this lovely, everything's in the grain, and you get a wonderful contrast there. It's beautiful. Also, kind of, it affects the paint as well a little bit if you haven't varnished it, and it kind of just blends things together, so it's kind of nice. And considering I haven't really done too much in the way of detail yet, that's fine. Yeah, that's nice. So yeah, I've been painting a little bit of Warhammer recently, just to change things up a bit. Just to give myself a kind of like a fresh experience as well. So I've been doing a bit of Age of Sigmar Orcs and had these Custodes Dreadnoughts on commission now. So it's kind of nice to be actually, you know, get a little bit of money come my way for painting. So I get to improve my painting skills at the same time as it funding my hobby, which has been really good, because it means I don't feel guilty spending like the money I earn from the job on hobby, which I tend to use more for family. So if the hobby can fund itself, it kind of relieves me of all the guilt of when I, you know, buy a Kickstarter or do stuff like that. I needed a break from Infinity because eventually I'm going to be getting the Tag Raid Kickstarter one day, I guess. I don't know when that thing's going to be done, but hopefully this year. Should be at the end of summer apparently, but we'll see. If I get it by Christmas, I'll be happy. Yeah, it's you know, it just kind of takes away a lot of when I feel bad about, you know, I spend money on me instead of my wife and my daughter. I feel a little bit guilty. Not too guilty, but a little bit. And this kind of just makes me feel like, oh, okay, this is all money that's kind of now just kind of cycling well. I can sell a bunch of old minis that I've painted up, get a small profit out of them, use that to help fund more mini projects, and allows me to buy minis that I wouldn't normally buy as well, because I really don't want to have a whole bunch of massive armies of Warhammer, but that's also the stuff that sells, and they are kind of fun kits to paint and to build, you know. So it's been kind of fun to actually have a go at doing some Warhammer stuff, just to then kind of prepare it for selling. So yeah, it's been kind of good. And then yeah, this is my second commission that I've received, so that's kind of nice. And it's a bit bigger than my other one, my first commission, which is nice. But yeah, it's making me think, like, do I want to get a 3D printer? So some of the money I'm saving, I've put towards that. Also, because I've got such wonderful people watching me on Twitter, not Twitter, on Twitch as well. They're also lovely. I've got a bunch who have been subscribing and resubscribing to me each month, which is like been so warming, so lovely of them. But it's, yeah, makes me very I feel like I'm kind of doing the right things at the moment in terms of hobby as well, and that helps me kind of save towards whatever next project it is, whether it's going to be a 3D printer or some other miniature based project of some kind. Whether or not it either, in some ways I'm kind of like, do I have it saved towards getting a better light, because I feel like I could really do with like a really good quality light. But then I tell myself, like, you know what, your light does its job at the same time. So I'm kind of always umming and ahhing, like, what is it the thing that I really want? Or is there anything I actually really need? So just don't. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of like, that looks kind of nice now. It's a little bit cleaner. It, like, the gold looks a lot smoother, and there's some, you see some grime in the depths of it and things like that, which kind of make it look kind of cool. There we go. Initial part done there. Boom. Right, let's get the next bit going. Alright. Hey, Mikabaka! You're so sweet. Thank you, Mikabaka. ありがとうございます。本当にありがとう。知恵もありがとう。本当に。どう？大丈夫ですか？このペイントのやり方は大丈夫？ Thank you so much. So, Mikabaka is the person who's actually hired me on commission. He found me on Fiverr, and sent me the ForgeWorld TMM Dreadnought and Galatis Custodes Dreadnought. The Galatis is almost finished. I gotta just do detail work. But I'm gonna do the detail work together with the Telemon at the same time. So things like the dueling and everything. But first I gotta do all the proper TMM on this model here. Thank you so much, Mikabaka. Alright, let's get another sponge, because that sponge is like now coated. Good, I'm glad you like it. Thank you very much, Mikabaka. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. I'm gonna keep working on it. It's just like basically just use these makeup sponges that I bought from Daiso, and they just help wipe off all of the oil paint that I've put on there. Gives the model some depth. There we go. Right, let's do this one. So it's now all covered in kind of the black. Yay! Bandai! There we go. So yep, you can see it all just comes right off as you kind of roll it. If it doesn't come off enough, then you can always like dip it in more of the white spirits, and that will help remove the oil. It's kind of really magic how it kind of you can remove all the oil paint and leave the acrylic underneath. It really works well. So you can just get a bit of a natural. It really has helped just at the moment. This kind of step helps put in a bit of the shadows to the gold, but it also helps just blend the gold paint a little bit more to make it look a lot smoother than when it went on initially. So it's been working very well for metallics. It's nice. It kind of gives it a bit of a worn not too reflective metal, so it looks a little bit more worn and a bit brassy, I guess, as well. It's cool. Oh no, yeah, you take care. That's right. Yeah, you're gonna be at a similar time as me, right? Because it's like 10:30 here. So yeah, you get off to bed. I'll be going probably a little past midnight, and then it's off for me to bed as well. I got another busy day tomorrow, and then the weekend. Woohoo! Thank you very much. It was lovely to see you come on there. It's been a while, so thanks very much, my man. You take care and have a lovely, lovely evening. Have a good night's sleep, and good luck with all the study and the work as well. 9:35, yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair, that's fair. You go do what you need to do. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. It's an absolute pleasure. Ah, that was nice to catch you there. Okay, that's the top done. Right, let's get the head. Bye bye. See you later, Quiet Professional. He's a lovely geezer. If you like, you can also check out his YouTube channel as well. If you look up The Quiet Professional, and he's been working on making some bat reports for Infinity. So it's definitely worth having a quick check of his stuff. Maybe give him a follow. I can try and put up his link perhaps. Once I'm not covered in oil. There's one of the little wingdings. That's a little wingdingy thing. There we go. And then the top of his cuirass. Right. So once we've done this, we'll let the oil dry for a minute. It shouldn't really take very long, so we put on a very kind of washy kind of oil. So it should be fine as is. And then what we can do is we can start hitting it. We're going to basically thin down a purple ink. We're going to use the purple ink on all of the gold in the kind of the lower areas where we kind of give it some like purple shadow to all of the armor. Once we've done that, then we'll go back and we'll also get like basically like a bit of a silver, and we'll highlight some of these metal areas with the silver, kind of giving it a more kind of bronzy kind of look to it where it's reflecting in that way. Once all of that is in place, and we've also etched out all of the nice little parts, which on this model is a lot easier because it's really just in the shoulder pads where we got some of the that contrasting work there, and also we'll have to paint the shoulder pads the purple that we need as well. So once all of those things are done, which eventually will be done, then we get to do the panel lining as well, where I kind of go over all of the recesses, and we use the Tamiya panel liner to just like instantly panel line everything. It's really fun to use. So this is going to be a fun project because I get to play around with paints that do a lot of work for me at the same time as other areas where I'm kind of spending a long time doing some simple things. Then there's other bits which kind of the technical paint that I'm using helps me just finish things fast. It's nice. Woo! Okay. Now I'm all covered in oils, which is not going to be fun to touch everything, so I probably have to clean myself up a little bit. To be honest, make sure, yeah, this one's still working. That's great. So you can position the missile launcher so it's like pointing up or down, and it also turns as well with the magnet. So it's kind of cool. So it's very posable. Tried to make it as posable as possible. I quite like the pose of this one as well. We've done a pretty good job, I think. Okay, excuse me. Right, I've got to go and clean up this oil and everything because I'm kind of finished with that right now. We got to kind of like give it a minute to cure as well. So whilst that is doing that, I've got to go and wash my fingers a little bit. Then when we come back, we leave that to cure for a minute, a few minutes more. While that's doing that, what we can do is we can perhaps go over the base and just make sure it's covered it's been primed and ready to go. Then we're going to be good. So I'm going to go away for maybe 2-3 minutes. So I'll be back very soon. Okay, so just a mo. Yeah, it's a cool wash, wasn't it? It was fun. And it's so quick as well. And it gives you such great contrast. I really recommend trying out. If you haven't tried doing the oil color wash, it's really fun and so easy, but you just get a little bit mucky. So I'm just gonna try to set you to my be right back moment. So I'll be back very, very soon. So just catch you in a moment. Alright, I am back. Here we go. Alright. Reload the chat there. Fantastic. Okay. Oh. I still can't believe it. I just kind of stepped away and went to go and wash, and then was like, oh, you come back. I really did a massive cheer, so thank you so much again. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. And you got to do my do the actual voice work in as well, which was nice to see that actually worked. All right, so I'm gonna just kind of put this one aside for the time being. Just weathering on the third termini. Oi. So I'm gonna just put this one aside for the moment while it cures. More eyes on him too. Am I missing something? Are you painting some termies right now? I'm guessing I'm guessing that's what's happening. Okay, I get to just put you together for a minute. There you go. You'll come together nicely. Lovely. Okay. Let's move you out the way as well. Lovely jobbler. Oh, lovely. All right. Now we can get on with just getting some black paint on all of this. Oh, very nice. Death Guard are very, very popular for the Chaos armies. I know that. It seems everyone has a Death Guard army of some kind. Like whenever I look on Instagram and things, Death Guard is like a very popular army to paint. Not that that's a bad thing. It's good. They're just very popular. I'm going to thin this down a little bit using some of my acrylic thinner. May have thinned it down a bit too much, but that's okay. We'll manage. So normally I would do this through an airbrush, but right now I just don't want to go through the hassle of doing my airbrush just for this one thing. Now it doesn't have to be perfect here because we're going to be going over it with other colors as well, so just a kind of a rough priming should be enough, to be honest. And the fact that it's quite thin means it's moving all over everything and not getting too soaked up into one area, which is good. Aha. Yeah, the Nurgle models are really cool. And in AOS, like I remember when was it like the Blight Kings and things came out? They were pretty cool. I was already out of playing Warhammer and things at that point, but I remember just, I still to this day go to the Games Workshop site every week just to see what the new models that are released are, just so I can have a look at them and go, ooh, what have they got? Things look nice. Expensive, but nice. I'm a corn boy myself from the 40k. Give me Khan the Betrayer. Well, I don't actually have the model for him. I was really kind of put out when back in 7th edition, I think it was, when they got the Khorne Demon King, and I kind of got that codex, and it was, you know, it was completely broken rules wise, but it was really fun thematically, that army. But they didn't have Khan in it. You couldn't run Khan, although I think he was like on the front cover. It was so weird. Can't remember if he was on the front cover or not. I think I've got the book still up here. However, it was a fun army, because it had as you would get all of the kind of, I think it was blood points or something, and you could spend them to like bring more demons into the game and things, and so things got absolutely ridiculous. As more things died, just more demons popped up everywhere, so even if you're losing, you still, like, your army would get bigger because things are dying, because Khorne does not care for where the blood comes, and it just made it a lot of fun, but it was broken as all hell. But luckily I was also a Dark Angels player, so my other army was also broken as all hell at 7th edition at the end of 7th edition, because their codex as well was crazy, where they would overwatch on like full BS skill. It was like, I'm overwatching and hitting on 3+. It's like, what? So at least them playing against each other, they were both kind of like overkill armies facing off against one another, and very thematic and fun, but terrible for any kind of competitive play. Yeah, I mean, it's terrible, isn't it? It just doesn't work for balance. You do it for fun. And I feel like, I think that's when they kind of were figuring out how they were going to try and approach 8th edition. At the end of 7th, they were kind of like, okay, what happens when we go like just thematic and crazy kind of thing? Kind of within that rule set, it was kind of like interesting. It didn't work at all, but it was them kind of figuring out how they're going to go about 8th, I think, where they revamped it and it seemed to do very well for themselves. And then 9th, they got overcomplicated again. And so we're going back to simple things with 10th. This is interesting. I'm wondering if it's kind of like a reaction to things like the one-page rules systems. Grimdark Future game set, which I'm hoping to go and play in the near future, but not the Grimdark Future. I'm going to be Age of Fantasy, their fantasy version. I'm just going to take the orcs that I've got and play a 1,000-point game with them against a friend, just to try it out, just to try the rule set out. But I think you can like knock out a game in like half an hour or an hour, unlike, because it's just you just cut out all of the referencing, because it's pretty simple rules, and it's kind of like alternating activations of units, and just keeps it really simple. And so still fluffy stuff in there, but no books to go rummaging around in with weird special rules or things that kind of screw up the game in weird ways. Yeah. Okay. Right. Base is now coated in black paint, so we'll leave that to dry for a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's like I did a test of it with I think 750 points of Dark Angels versus Chaos for Grimdark Future. It's the same rule set, it's just fantasy versus sci-fi. And I just played it by myself just to kind of figure it out, and I was done in like 20-30 minutes. I was like, whoa, that was fast and frenetic kind of thing, just to figure it out. And I was like, oh, all right, I know how to play the game, that's easy. And it was like, oh, this is a game that would be fun to play, just to, you know, just to have fun with, where I don't have to really think too hard. I just go and drop down some models and I just play, and it'll be fun. And it didn't take very long, so I could probably knock out a few games of it as well if I was enjoying it. Unlike if I was playing a GW game or Infinity or something where I have to spend the whole day just playing that one game, and if you have a bad game, it just kind of makes you feel like crap for the time that you spent. And it's like, well, I should have just been painting. Indeed. Fun? Yeah, that's cool. Man, oh man, look at that. I just realized, because so far that Mickabuckers on the monthly cheers has got me with 1900. So sweet of him. Fun? That's illegal. Yeah. I think GW does try to do fun, but they can sometimes get lost up their own a-hole with codexes and referencing all sorts of weird rules and things for the different armies, which is fluffy but sometimes over complicated within something that should be a simple system. Whereas I do enjoy kind of like heavy rule systems, but only if it makes sense, you know. So Infinity is good for that, where it is complicated, but it makes sense. The complexity actually has some reason behind it, kind of thing. There's not. They've done a good job of cutting down the bump, the stuff that slows it down too much. But the game is a slower game because it is so heavily tactical, and so it's great for that side of things. I would rather like the GW stuff be easy to pick up and play and just go at it and be done, kind of thing. So it looks like that's what they're trying to do for 10th. So I'm kind of curious to see how that turns out. I'm not going to get like the new box set or anything like that, but it might allow me to dust off some of my armies and give them a play, or maybe repaint them because they look awful. The paint jobs are terrible. I've kind of like got a purple color scheme for my chaos, and they look like trash. They really are terribly painted. And then I recently painted up some raptors in kind of World Eater colors, and I really liked the results. So I'm now going, do I repaint my whole army in red and green and see if that's any good? But I don't know if I'm going to have time to do that, especially with Tag Raid coming. But yeah. Okay, let's have a go at this then. I'm going to need me purple ink. So we've got a deep violet. I'm going to be using this one, and we're going to be mixing that one also with I'm going to be mixing this one with some of the acrylic thinner, just to thin it right down so it doesn't go on too harshly. And then we're going to just start basically hitting some of the edges and things, the lower edges where it's kind of like got a bit more of a concave bit of the armor and things that's facing down. So we kind of give almost this purple underglow to the model a little bit. So that's what we're going to try and do now. See if hopefully the paint that we were painting with has cured okay. First, we don't need much right now, so just pop in a wee little bit, just there like that. And I'm going by what Marco Frizzoni says is like when you do the oil wash when it's already kind of thin, you can pretty much start going on with painting over it pretty soon after. I love how this stuff kind of affects it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like popping and bubbling away. It's so curious. It has such a weird reaction to paints, this stuff, but it thins it in such a smooth way. It's so crazy cool. Right, where's that brush I was using? I guess I can use you. Are you the brush I was using? Maybe. I might need to thin it down a little bit more, to be honest. Let's start with the legs. This is the most forgiving area to be doing. Yeah, I need to thin it down more. I don't want that to be too strong there. I'm gonna thin it down a little bit more so it's just going on a little bit more flat. Not quite so harsh tones coming out. So I'm gonna put in a bit more. Otherwise it's gonna be too much. Let's see if that's helped. A little bit, there we go. It's fairly transparent, I think. I've kind of limited how much I got on the brush as well. Yeah, I'd probably go with World Eaters if I went to 40k. I was thinking if I did get back into 40k, I probably want to try something new though, because I've got like I do have a Chaos Army from when I was doing it in 7th edition. Still going on a little bit thick, but what we can do is we can use a clean brush just to thin that down and blend it in a little bit so it's not too harsh, like that. Okay, see it like that. Yeah, I would like to actually probably repaint some of my old Chaos as World Eaters. Because maim, murder, kill, blood for the blood god and all that. But if I was to get back into 40k and start again, I'd probably want a new army. I knew in the past I would like to try like Dark Elder, but to be honest, like they haven't had any new releases for a while, and looking at their models, they're not looking great. Some of them look really cool, some of them, I don't know, like over time they've just kind of waned on me a little bit. I know what I would do. If money was never an issue and I could just go with a whole army and feel I had the time to paint them as well, Gene Stealer Cult. 100% Gene Stealer Cult. They're awesome. I loved them as a kid. When I was into like 2nd edition, I have a 1st edition Rogue Trader rulebook, and it's kind of got a lot of the that old school Gene Stealer Cult stuff. But like with the limousine and everything as well. And so I fell in love with like the Magus and all of that stuff. So I would definitely go like all out Gene Stealer Cult. Right? They look just so awesomely fun. Probably don't play very well on the table, but I just love the aesthetic of them, and just they are so just damn cool. Yeah, Genestealer Cult, man. That would be it. If I was to start 40k again, 100% I would go with them. Just the color schemes as well are just brilliant. I actually had a go at, like, when I was trying to figure out a color scheme for my Shazvasti for Infinity. One of the color schemes I was testing out was a Genestealer Cult color scheme of all like the purples and blues. Mainly because of how much I really liked them as well. There was the guy who did, the guys who did If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device. If you've ever seen that series, it's hilarious. Now, they also ran like a game of Werewolf, but it was based in like the spires of the Imperium. And one or two people were Gene Stealers, and so they were kind of like playing werewolf, but it was like with a whole kind of 40k bent on it, and it's hilarious. Like their interactions and things are absolutely brilliant. I found them very, very funny. I have to watch that series again from the beginning because it is really good and makes so much fun, points so much fun at the lore of 40k, but in a way that's like still so much in love with 40k. It's great. Yeah, they ended up having to stop because of they were just fearful of GW being so ultra protective of their copyright that they ended up just going, oh, we have to stop, because they're just kind of like, there was a period where they were going after lots of like the fan-made content. Right, they just, because they stopped, yeah. But they were funny. But I really liked their, they had these sessions, these Skype sessions of Werewolf together. It was fun, but it was just set with Genestealer Cult and in the Underhive. I forget the name of that series that they did, but it was fun. So here what I'm doing is I'm putting the ink on, but I'm also using a clean brush to just kind of move it around, just so it's blended in smoothly with the model. Are these actually these resin models actually 3D? No, they're not 3D printed, but they kind of got these weird, I guess, kind of like, it looks like there's almost like print lines. It's really weird. Maybe the molds are 3D printed. I don't know. I heard something about recently ForgeWorld stuff is starting to be 3D printed or something. Excuse me. Where's Marshall? This is a kind of fun part of the model, where I get to just kind of slap ink around and hopefully make it look like I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I bet. I think that's probably the pull of like Death Guard and Nurgle kind of stuff. Like, you can just kind of slap stuff on and be like, yep, it looks dirty and disgusting, and that's kind of what it's supposed to look like because it's Nurgle. So it kind of plays into that a little bit. I've never actually tried painting any Nurgle stuff before. My friend's got a Nurgle army. Mainly because I think of getting the 8th edition. Was it the 8th edition box set that had all the Nurgle armies in? With the plague, zombies and things. Right? Yeah, pretty sure it was. Because that was back when I was playing more Malifaux, and I was starting to shift into Infinity. Because that was the end of 2nd edition of Malifaux, where it just got a little bit too heavy on the rules again. They just kind of there was just too much going on in that game in terms of like new rules and things, that it was just got confusing and too many gotcha moments because you just couldn't keep up with every army's new special abilities and rules and things unless you spent a lot of time just like poring over the information. So it was just kind of like not quite as fun as it used to be to play. I really need to try out 3rd edition. But I would need to, again, that's the one where I need to probably get a new army, a new crew, should I say, because my crews aren't really built for 3rd, and then I'd also need all of the what's it, the kind of the rules for the models, like the cards. I don't know if it was a cool game. If I was to do that one, I'd probably get into Asami with all her yokai, things like that. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, N4 definitely just did a lot of streamlining, didn't it? It was good. I've been enjoying playing N4. One of my friends who I would play online with, he kind of got switched off after like around when they were bringing the new fireteam rules, and he was getting kind of like pissed off with how, like, just by reading it, didn't like it. They didn't actually play any games of it, but then after taking a little time away and then coming back, he seemed to be much more like, okay, let me give it a go, and then was like, oh, it's not so bad, it's not so bad, and then like seems he was enjoying it a lot more as well, so that was good. So I play sometimes online with him. I need to get in contact with him and see if he wants a game sometime soon, because I still need to play with my JSA army that I've made for online play. Put all of my models on with 3D full 3D models that I can use in Tabletop Simulator of the models that I painted. So it'd be nice to use those. I feel like I'm giving him like a bit of an Emperor's Children glow. Corrupting these Custodes with a bit of chaos. They think they're perfect? Well, they need a little bit of Slanesh in their life. We just need to get this butt a little bit purple. Go. Okay. It's kind of like the legs done. Kind of gives that slight two-tone kind of effect there, which is all good. It's kind of what we want to begin with. And then we can add to that with some silver on the highlights as well. Look all good. Alright. This one's going to be a little bit more subtle because it's on the top. Mm-hmm. Go. Try and settle it down a little bit. I got a bit heavy with this one, but again, once we go in with the highlights and things, it will lessen it a bit. And then when we do the panel line as well, we'll just kind of like go over a little bit of the purple so that the purple just kind of comes through under the black a little once we do the black. So it should be okay. I probably want to get into there as well. Just kind of slap it in there a little bit. Be careful, that one's still got some oil in there, to be honest. Don't mix in too much into the brush. Alright, upper body time. Let's do this old thing. Hit it on the curve here, so it's kind of acting like a very quick and easy non-metallic metal approach to doing the TMM is the idea. So I kind of hit these areas here, and then we'll hit the top highlights where you would normally do the shine of the NMM with silver, so you kind of get that little contrast down. Just hit some of that screw though. There we go. Oh, wonderful. No, really? Oh, I'm very excited. That's very kind. I'm looking forward to getting the TMM weapons, because then I get to magnetize this bad boy and start posing him as well. Oh wow, that's gonna be awesome. Oh, fantastic! Absolutely fantastic. Oh, I'm very excited. Yeah, they were getting the weapons on this big guy is going to be what's really cool. I'm hoping that the way I've posed him as well, you'll be able to, because I want to magnetize the weapons on, so you'll be able to move them to side. I want to see as well, I need to actually check actually what the joints are like, because there's a possibility that I might also be able to not just make them spin like this, I might be able to make them move up and down as well, so you can kind of get all sorts of different positions with it. I just got to kind of have a look at the construction of the weapons. Ah, no, I wouldn't be able to do that. That's a shame because of the way they're constructed. But I can certainly make them move, rotate them, so you can have them on rotational things. And also because the magnets that I can fit in there are much bigger as well, it should hold them really strong as well. Unlike the Galatis, it's a bit weaker. Like his upper body as well is especially kind of a bit weaker. So when you get the Galatis back, you probably want to find the best position for his torso and stick him down. But the shield and the sword, you can kind of move independently. Oh, but that's gonna be cool. I'm very excited. Thank you very, very much, Mikabaka. You have been too kind at supporting the stream as well, and I'm just hoping you really like the final result that I can give you with these guys. Absolutely phenomenal. You are a legend, sir. Alright, so let's do it's a bit wet, I'll be careful where I hold this. There we go. You've got me very curious about what you're sending me with the Telemon weapons. I'm just like, hey, hey. But I'm very, very curious. With the Telemon weapons, is it just two big guns, or are you also getting the fists and things? Because the good thing about magnetizing it is you'll be able to change out the weapons as well if you decide to get more in the future. Okay. The beginning for that one, that should be okay. I'm just gonna dot around little screw casings and a little bit of depth. we go. Alright, there we are. Upper body now. Let's just stick you on there. Oh, that's right. I've got all of these things here. I can stick these on here. Make it easier for me to paint them. There we go. I keep forgetting I can make use of these. Give that a little bit of a glow there. Right, let's hit this big old bad boy. Woo. Do not like it when that happens. Stay in. Okay, it's not working for me. No, you take care, my man. Thank you so much for joining. Always a pleasure. Good luck with finishing the Termes and also the 15th century dress as well. That's absolutely awesome. And please, you could also upload photos of that in the Discord. That'd be lovely to see how you're doing with those things. That's awesome. But yeah, good luck with the rest of your Termes there. Have a lovely day, sir. Enjoy the bank holiday. What time are we on here? Oh, it's 11:30, so I'll probably run for another half an hour. I'll get this purple in place, and that's probably a good spot for me. I got a busy day tomorrow, so I probably want to make sure I get to bed by midnight. I'm all showered and everything. I'm ready for bed as soon as I finish. Just need to brush teeth and go. I'm gonna try and get this part done. This will be nice. Then we're gonna leave it to dry overnight. And then come back at it again. With the highlights. We don't really see this part very much, but it's still worth doing. Oh damn, it's raining outside now. I hope it's going to be okay tomorrow. I kind of don't want it to rain tomorrow. It'll make my work a lot more difficult if it rains tomorrow. Should check the weather forecast. I can hear it outside right now. Okay. Okay, that's the front part done. Now we're going to just do the back. And then we're almost there. A bit more heavily on the back. Just try and balance some of this out, thin it down a little bit. There we go. And it's got a nice glow to it. So hit the bottom there, and we're kind of done for the time being on this. I'm going to put them together a bit, see how it looks, and we'll see from there. Right, I think the legs could probably do it with a little bit more on there, because I've done quite heavy with the purple on the top. Yeah. It's working, but I think, yeah, I just need to, well, mind you, actually now I've got the light on it, it looks alright. It looks fairly balanced. I think we're going to be okay. I just get some of the the purple onto the little wings that I've got separate for the legs. Just onto these. Imagine it's going to be coming along the bottom mostly, and a bit up the sides there. Up the sides there, and on the bottom. Clean that up with the brush. There we go. Okay. So, for tonight, I think that's pretty good. We've done pretty well so far, getting a little bit more work done there. So next we're going to be doing a lot of the metallic kind of highlighting, just trying to make it a little pop a little bit more, and then we're kind of going to be good. We're going to be in a good state there. We can then panel line, and I've also got to make sure to do the shoulders as well. So I think that's probably the first step, is to have a go at doing the shoulders first. Then we can start adding in some more of the details. That's going to be awesome. So thank you very, very much for joining me today. Mika baka arigatou gozaimasu. Hontoni arigatou. It's Very, very kind of you to donate so much during the streams. And I'm looking forward to seeing those Telemon weapons come in the post so I can start working on them for this Telemon Heavy Dreadnought and get this guy done. Hopefully by the time they come, I'll kind of have everything pretty much ready. So all I have to do is prep the guns, give it an evening to paint them up, but we can actually kind of stick it on the guy. Hopefully with the magnets as well, and it'll look really, hopefully good. But thank you so much. Take care. Have a lovely evening, everyone. And see you later.